Good morning, MC. Good morning. Good morning. I just want to try the microphone on. Did you have a pocket inside?
Ndinayipendwa qha bendicinga xa ndifuna uthatha ii-notes. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start our first phase of today's program, or let me say the second phase of today's program. We started with the briefing for our political heads and the senior management of the department on the other side, and our stakeholders. Now we will start with our media briefing session. Maybe before we start, let me just ask that we take just 2 seconds, do our moment of silence, sign of prayer. Thank you so much. That now. Thank you so much. Thank you. Honorable MEC, we are here today. We've got colleagues with us. We've got News 24. We've got SABC. We've got the Voice Lounge. We've got Fumakapa TV. We've got Konka FM. We are waiting for Herald. They promised to come, as well as Algoa FM. We hope that they will join us anytime from now. Colleagues, allow me to do just short introductions. Colleagues, our short introductions for today. In my immediate left, I've got our DDG for Curriculum in the department, Mr. Gade. Next to him is our HOD, Ms. Sharon Master, head of department, as I've said. Next to her, we've got our Honorable MEC, Fundile Gade. Next to the MEC is the Honorable Mayor, Councillor DeFos. Next to our Mayor is DDG for Corporate Services, Mr. Kapela Lutuli. Next to our DDG, we've got one of our important stakeholders, Secretary Kasatu, Mr. Ndame, and we've got senior management of the department amongst us. We've got colleagues of ours in the room, as well as the colleagues from the media space. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to now hand over to our MEC to start with his presentation of today. You know today that we are doing the pledge signing ceremony, but it is critical for him as well to indicate our readiness in terms of writing the exams and other issues that were confronted with in the department. Thank you so much.
Just MEC, just one moment. Our CFO is sitting there. Can I ask our CFO to join us, please?
Please come, CFO. Okay. Is that last week? Here's the check. All right, let me hand over to you, MC.
No, thanks, Program Director. Let me first appreciate the gesture of having convened this important session for the sector and also for the people of the province in general, but equally important for those that rely solely on the decisions taken by the government of the day for them to sustain themselves to move forward. Let me first and foremost take an opportunity, take a minute to acknowledge and appreciate the work that has been done thus far, and acknowledge that within our midst there are learners that have fallen by the wayside for various reasons, and there are educators that have fallen by the wayside for various reasons during the period under review, and we don't take their contributions lightly. We live in order to die, and we die in order to live. That's what science says. So we must be indebted on their own convictions in the building and reconstruction of the nation that they have assigned for. So I felt, let me first start there, HOD, to appreciate that we have got kids, even here in Newmarsdorp, that has recently passed away for a number of reasons. So we can't just put a blind eye on that one. We are a caring government. We must always be found amongst the people, and we must always be found with solutions whenever there is a problem that comes in our own way. HOD, I am greeting you with the top management of the sector. I am greeting the Mayor of Sarah Batman and the Speaker of Sarah Batman. We have got a combo in the house. We have got the provincial and the district municipality within the house now. And I am greeting also the labor unions that are part of the journey that we traverse as a sector, the religious fraternity that has been trying by all means to fix the system so that we can be at least moral and consciously sound. The Fourth Estate, colleagues, you have been on our own case for the rest of the past 4 quarters with a positive spin-off. Without you, the people of the province will never succeed on the social cohesion. They rely solely on the feedback that they get from the Fourth Estate. And they rely solely on the narrative that is there so that we can be able together to find answers and fix up the country in one way or another. So your presence here is not just about taking facts or points, but it's about the nation building as well, so that collectively we can find answers in the puzzle that we're working on in terms of rebuilding the nation that we have been assigned for. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present this morning the statement that we have drafted as a sector. Today we are conducting the year with 2025 grade 12 learning signing a pledge, and this is almost an epitome of the last lap in the 2025 academic race, the journey of 12 years from grade R to grade 12. You'd understand that. The pledge signing ceremony has its roots in the 2013 Council of Educators Ministry, the CEM in briefly, a decision that candidates register to write the National Senior Certificate examination should sign a pledge committing to comply with the examination's code of conduct applicable to all candidates. The rationale for the pledge is to assist with the capping and control of examinations irregularities and is an attempt to adopt a more proactive rather than a reactive approach to the reduction of the examinations irregularities. The 2025 pledge signing ceremony has been nationally determined and scheduled to take place today on the 17th of October, on Friday at 10 o'clock, at each of the public schools participating on the 2025 National Senior Certificate examinations. Even independent schools writing the NSC examinations are also requested to participate on the pledge signing ceremony. We are to ensure that the pledge signing ceremony takes place as scheduled, so as to ensure a uniform date and time for the signing of the pledge across the country, which will also assist in setting the national tone for the writing of the examinations in all grades. The pledge signing ceremony is arranged to coincide with the orientation session that all grades or grade 12 learners are normally subjected to as part of the briefing on the examinations, regulations and procedure, the session that the HOD is going to take up. Schools were urged to ensure that all candidates, including part-time candidates, are made to sign the pledge before they sit for examinations. We provide schools with clear guidelines on the administration of the pledge signing ceremony and the NSC examinations pledge for candidates. These guidelines are meant to assist schools with the procedures to be followed at the pledge signing ceremony. As a matter of practice, colleagues, all schools with candidates registered to write the 2025 NSC are provided with a copy of the pledge and the guidelines for the administration to enable them to participate in this nationwide initiative, which also serves to announce the commencement of the 2025 NSC examinations. Candidates are encouraged to participate in the pledge signing ceremony. However, participation is on a voluntary basis and candidates may not be coerced into signing the pledge. Considering the positive impact of the pledge signing on the reduction of irregularities during the NSC examinations in the previous years, the department is looking forward at the possibility of extending the signing of the pledge to grade 10 and 11 to ensure uniformity standard in the conducting of the examinations in the FET band. The pledge simply means that learners swear, declare and commit themselves individually as learners and candidates with the support from the parents and teachers to uphold the principle of honesty, integrity in the examinations themselves. The department has, for the 2025 academic year, set a target of 87%. The basis for this was the trend and achievements attained over the past years and the third quarter performance of the current academic year. The historical relation between the third quarter results and the final NSC results give us a hope that we will meet and even surpass, by the way, the set target of 87%. We are going to provide you with the historical evolution of what we are talking about here, because we are not just thumbsucking the target setting. You must be scientifically when you deal with this particular question. How are you going to get the 87%? How have you been able to get the targets in the previous years? How have you been able to get the target in the previous quarters? And how is the conduct in the theater of knowledge and production, which is the classroom, in terms of the learner performance per grade, per phase, per school, and per district? So you bring that analysis, that narrative, that statistic and data, and that analysis must then informs you how this current cohort of grade 12 has been evolving in the system for the past 12 years. Is there any progression in terms of their cognitive development from the grades that they have passed through? How many of them, by the way, in the system that are a product of a progression policy, so that you can be able to determine whether the country is going to be able to surpass the previous targets that they have met? So provinces then must be able to say, how are you going to make your schools reduce your Section 58B schools, that is the underperforming schools, reduce your districts that performs below the expected standard. And that analysis will give you a clear indication of whether your district, your schools, and the province is capable of meeting the target. We are very much comfortable, I can safely say so, with pride with the team that we have been working with. Currently, as we speak, HOD, without wasting your time, currently as we speak, we are at 84%. And 84% that has never been achieved since 1994 on the third quarter of this province. Now, if you go back to what we're going to share with you, you will see that there is a relationship scientifically between the third quarter results, the first quarter results, and the last quarter in the form of the final examinations. So that's why you must be able to pick up what exactly is the performance of individual learner within the system. The team that I am with here has developed a plethora of strategies to deal with this particular question. One, they brought in one of the campaigns which was a profound one, which has made us to achieve the targets during the quarter. Know your learner. Know your learner. We have moved away from being statisticians, counting kids by numbers. You must know each and every learner in a classroom. Who is this? What is the socio-economic conditions of this person? How has she been able to achieve in the past grades? What were the constraints on the development of this particular learner? Who were the teachers that were teaching this learner in the previous 5 years on this particular subject? So that you can determine whether is there no relationship between the potential of the learner and the capacity of the teacher itself, which was presenting in those. Hence, I'm saying our interventions are particular, are scientific, and targeted. So you are not going to generalize now and say, no, in grade 12A, we have got 25 kids that might not make level 6 or level 7. You must go beyond that and say, what are the reasons? And how are you going to make them to get level 6 and level 7? Because, by the way, because the parent expects that kid to pass. There is no single parent that have sent a kid in order not to make it. So you need a proactive, anticipatory strategy that could be able to deal with that question. So that's why today we are also taking you through, colleagues, on the last push program, which has been launched in September this year, to actually deal with the critical objectives and mobilize the stakeholders and the business partners to rally behind the class of 2025 as prepared for the examination. We have taken what is happening in the classroom into the streets. Education is not our baby. We are the custodians, but other sectors must play their role. The state of readiness of a kid is not about being a bookworm. It's about psychological readiness, emotional readiness, clearing the environment around that kid, and hence we were opposed, if you still track us, when there was a debate about bringing alcohol in schools in the province. You can't be rated as number 5 internationally of drunkards. You are rated as a nation, rated number 5 international of drunkard nation. And then you then see no problem in bringing that into schools, in bringing that into the upbringing of the kids. So I'm saying there is a relationship between the nation building, how the schools should be structured, what are the objectives of the schooling system that you would want to achieve in the country. Let's say, for argument's sake, we have met the targets. Everybody has met level 7 HOD in the country, and everybody has gone to universities. But everybody is a drunkard. That's why. Everybody is a drunkard. Now, how do you expect to have an economic growth under that kind of an environment? If you are a drunkard nation, how do you expect to have economic? This is a solid foundation for whatever ambition that the nation must have. You don't sort basic education, you don't sort higher education in any country. Forget about any plans of any sector. So you can't be playing games here. So you must be clear of what must be done, how to do that, and how does that relate with the broader agenda of the country beyond the sector of basic education and beyond the sector of higher education, because this is a preparatory